morning everyone, and welcome back to another video. Again, I come to you like the start of the last video, looking and feeling like absolute garbage because I am still choked with a cold. My throat is really sore, so I'm going to try and not talk too much. I ended the last video quite abruptly because I was just like, oh, it's so flipping long. It was like over 30 minutes long. I edited that and everything this morning. I was like, I'm just going to get this one uploaded, so that's uploading now as we speak. Anyway, it's now Sunday morning and I have just had breakfast with my brother. He popped up this morning. I made him a bacon sandwich, and then I had the exact same breakfast I had yesterday morning, which was a bacon, egg and tomato sandwich. It had some Flora Light on there, so that was half a sin. The tomato was free, the bacon and the egg were sin-free, and the bread was my healthy extra B. I really don't like that the Neville's wholemeal bread. It's really flipping dry, and I only bought it because I couldn't get the other one that I wanted. But I'm going to have to use the rest of this Neville's before I try and get any more anyway. So right now, it's only like 11:30 in the morning, but I want to get a start on making the dinner because I'm going to do housework and that, and I know once I've done that I won't be bothered to do anything. I was thinking about trying to get some meal prep in, and like I think I am going to try and set myself up for the week, maybe with lunches or something as well, but meal prep wise there's not a lot to do. The dinner that I'm doing today is honey buffalo mozzarella meatballs, another recipe I found I think on Slim and Eats probably, but I will link it down below. And that's going to do us today and tomorrow. And then I think the following couple of nights we're just going to have the corn nuggets and chips for dinner. So maybe I'll cut the chips and everything and leave them in the fridge in water, so I don't have to do that when I get home from work. And then I'm going to make some pasta for lunch. Or will I? I don't know. You know what? I might just make a tuna and sweet corn mayonnaise or something and have that on my sandwiches, because I've not got any ham left. I could go and buy more, but I've got plenty there that I could have, that I've bought for lunches and that. So I'll see how I get on. I really have no energy today, but I've got to do housework and I've got to cook the dinner, so I'm getting that done now. So here is our honey buffalo mozzarella meatball tray bake all served up. It doesn't look the prettiest, but actually I've tried the sauce, the buffalo sauce that you mix in with it, and it was lovely. It looks like a regular tomato sauce, but it was like spicy because of the Frank's Red Hot and sweet with the honey in it. It was actually really nice, so I'm really looking forward to this. It actually works out at 6.5 sins, which it shouldn't be, but one of the Asda substitutions that I got was this instead of reduced fat mozzarella, which is 4 sins for 25 grams. I don't mind using it, I'm just really annoyed that it's like not part of a healthy extra A or anything. Normally you could use mozzarella as part of your healthy extra A, that I can't use this. So according to the recipe, the amount you were meant to use is 150 grams, but I just used 100 grams of this, which was 16 cents. And then there was also cents for the honey and the Frank's red hot sauce. Luckily, the whole pasta bake went into 4 portions, otherwise it would have been a lot higher. And luckily I haven't used, have I used any cents? Oh yeah, half a cent for my Flora lighter earlier on. That's all I've used today, so luckily I didn't have a higher cent breakfast, and my breakfast was quite late, so I didn't really have a lunch. Anyway, 6.5 cents for my meatballs. And then on the side for speed, I made myself a little Mediterranean vegetable tray bake. So I've got courgette, aubergine, tomatoes, red onion. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. And then I've seasoned it with garlic, basil, salt and pepper. So that's completely sin-free and all speed food. It's now a little bit later on and I'm going to have some supper, which I don't do every night actually. Usually I just have the fruit left over from my lunch when I've been working. That's what I've been doing all week if I felt peckish. But we had our dinner quite early today because Ali wanted to go out. So I'm feeling peckish now. And when I was talking about food prepping that earlier on, I basically got nothing done. Nothing done. I had housework to do and the massivest, or the biggest, massivest isn't proper English, the biggest pile of ironing to do today. And then I had brothers in and out all day today as well. So didn't get much done in the way of food prep, except I did boil some eggs. I got 6 eggs boiled and I was just going to have them in the fridge, keep them cold boiled. And then I remembered Ali was talking yesterday, weirdly, I can't remember what we were talking about at my dad's, but he was like, I've never had deviled eggs. I was like, Ali, I used to make them all the time a couple of years ago. And he's like, oh yeah, why do you not make them anymore? So I thought I'll make us some tonight for supper. I definitely used a lot more mayonnaise than I was supposed to. I think it's just meant to be 3 tablespoons and I put in 6. It's a little bit late, I'm tired, I've been busy the day, so my brain just wasn't working right. So I put 6 tablespoons of lighter than light mayonnaise in there, and also some mustard and chilli flakes. Mixed it all together, and then I topped it with some of the Frank's red hot sauce because I forgot to put that in as well. So for these 3 eggs, or the 6 halves, it's 2 cents in total for the mayonnaise and the mustard and the little bit of Frank's red hot sauce, which isn't actually very high in cents, which I love because I really like it. So I might be adding that to a lot more things in the future. Yeah, so 2 cents for my 3 eggs, and then I've got a Muller Lite for half a cent. Good morning, it's now Monday, a work day, so I'm showing you what I've got for lunch. I've just got a sandwich, so this is, I call it a New York style sandwich. It's pastrami and gherkin on there that it's got, so the pastrami is sin-free, the gherkin is speed. It's also got half a teaspoon of Flora Light, half a teaspoon of French's yellow mustard, and half a tablespoon of lighter than light mayonnaise, which sounds quite a lot, but honestly this Neville's wholemeal bread is very dry, so you need it. Sometimes I can eat it without any sauces or butter or whatever, but this stuff I really need something on it. So it's 1 cent for all the sauces and the butter and that on there. And then I've got a little tub of honeydew melon, that's speed, and a packet of Fridgagers, which are 1 cent. I'm also taking my water. My bottle's all squished now, and I'll be getting, I chucked my bottle away from my Iron Brew to refill it because I've got like the big bottles here to refill it with. I don't know why I've done that, I'll just need to buy a new one today. Hello everyone, it's now Tuesday. So for dinner last night, I never showed you that because it was the same dinner as Sunday night. And then for lunch today, I had the exact same lunch as yesterday, and I'm going to have exact same lunch tomorrow as well. But for dinner tonight, we're having corn crispy nuggets, chips and cauliflower and broccoli. So I've got 8 of the corn crispy nuggets, which are 1 cent each, that's 8 cents. And then I've got some homemade Cinnamon World chips, which are sin-free, and the broccoli and cauliflower are speed. Not gonna lie, I was so tempted to have beans instead of broccoli and cauliflower, but I gave myself a talking to and pulled it back at the last minute and just put on some frozen veg just to make sure I had my speed. Oh, I've also got a tablespoon of the Crucials barbecue sauce, which is half a sin, so 8.5 cents for dinner tonight. That's mine, and Ali's having the exact same. And also, there's not going to be a video for tomorrow, well, a recording for tomorrow, because exact same lunch as today, exact same dinner. Good morning everyone, it's now Thursday, and for lunch today I'm taking a pesto pasta with me. So the pesto that I used is reduced fat pesto, so it's 1.5 cents per tablespoon. I used 2 tablespoons and it went into 3 portions, so it's 1 cent per portion. I made one for me for today, and then tomorrow for lunch, and one for Ali as well because he's off school this week. I've also added some chopped onion, pepper and tomatoes in there. I think they're all at the bottom, can you see? No, they're all at the bottom, but it's speed. I added some speed into it so it wouldn't be so just pasta and carby. So 1 cent for that, and then I've got some melon on the side for speed as well, and I'm also taking a yoghurt. Oh, where did I put it? I might not have taken it out yet. I'm going to take a Miller Lite for half a cent, so lunch today will be 1.5 cents. It's now Thursday evening and I've made my dinner. We're having peri peri spiced chicken breast on creamy mustardy lentils. The creamy mustard lentils were a HelloFresh recipe I tried back when we were doing that. I think that was in 2020 or 2021. And Ali and I really loved it, so I adapted it a bit to make it Slim and World friendly. By adapting it, I mean I used low-fat creme fraiche instead of full-fat stuff. And that's 8 cents for 100 grams or 100 mils. And I used 200 in total, and then I divided it by me and Ali, and we're both getting some tonight and tomorrow. So it's actually 4 cents for the creamy mustard lentils. There's garlic and onion in there, brown lentils, creme fraiche and chicken stock, salt and pepper as well. And the chicken breast is literally just plain chicken breast with salt and pepper, peri peri seasoning and some fry light. And then I've got green beans on the side for speed. I've got loads of green beans. And I've made myself, because I realised I never had a healthy extra beef for my lunch today, so I've got one of the charge ciabatta rolls and I've sprayed it with some of the garlic fry light for some garlic bread. So whole grain mustard, so I think there's like, oh God, about a cin's worth of mustard in there. I think it's just less than a cin, so I would say it's like quarter of a cin. I'll say half a cent, so 4.5 cents for the mustard and the half-fat creme fraiche that I used. And then my healthy extra B as well. I can't wait for my dinner tonight. Hi everyone, I thought I would just pop on here at the end of the video and give you guys a little weigh-in update. So full transparency, I actually started back on Slim World on a Monday, but I want my weigh-in day to be a Friday. But also I wanted an accurate reading of where I was starting from. So I did weigh myself on the Monday, and then I didn't weigh myself again until the following Friday. So the weigh-in update I'm about to give you is for 11 days. Is that 11 days? 7, 8, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 11 days. So I have been really good. I think I've done really well my first week back on Slim World. I've not found it too difficult. It's just like riding a bike, I guess they say. I've not ridden a bike for years, but I don't know if it's as easy as that. But it's just like, you know it so well and you can just slip back into it, especially when you have your determined mindset, which I do at the minute. The only off-plan meal that I had was when I went to my dad's, and if you've been watching for a while, you'll know that when I go to my dad's or somebody's house for a meal, I don't try and make it Slim and World friendly because somebody else is cooking for me. I'm not wanting to put anybody out. It's nice enough that somebody's already cooking for me. I'm not wanting to put them out and say, oh, but I'm on Slim and World, so I just let them make whatever they want to make. I don't really go to my dad's that often, maybe about once a month. So, and then there'll be when I go to my mum's, it'll be the same there. I'm not going to put anybody out and make it Slim and World friendly. But that was my only off-plan meal in the past 11 days. And apart from that, everything's been going all right. I've been eating 2 meals a day. I want to say, I want to start eating breakfast. I've never been a breakfast lover. Sometimes I try and eat a breakfast. I'll go through a little phase of eating breakfast. Like, especially if I'm off from work and I'm on holiday or something like that. And it's more like brunch. And if you see from my weekend videos, I'll have a breakfast, but I'll say it's my breakfast, but it's actually more like coming up towards lunchtime that I'm having it. And then I probably won't eat again until my dinner that night. One thing that I am really bad for, and I've been really bad for my whole life, is like late night snacking. But now that I'm working days again and I'm quite tired and I'm in my bed early, I'm not finding that I'm snacking too much. There's been a couple of nights where I've not even shown you guys because it's not worth showing you, but like we have a big jar of Costco pickled gherkins. We had a big jar of Costco pickled gherkins and we've not even been really using them for much, except if we're a little bit peckish, we'll just pass the jar because it's a big massive jar. I can't really fit it in my fridge or anything. It's on the worktop. So both Ali and I are quite bad for like just taking out a pickle out the jar, like especially if I'm waiting on a coffee or if I'm waiting for my dinner to cook. Mostly it's late nights, it's like 8 o'clock at night. I'll have a little pickled gherkin, or I'll have like any leftover fruit or whatever that, it's mostly fruit, I've got leftover from lunchtime. Yeah, I've not really been snacking a lot at all at night, which is a good thing. It will probably change. I'll go through phases with that as well, but I've not been feeling the need to snack a lot at night. I've not really been feeling that peckish. It is coming up to my time of the month, so what I have been feeling is the need for a sweet treat, and I feel like the fruit, because I'm not hugely big on fruit really. When I'm not in Slim and World, I probably won't eat a lot of fruit, but it's because the sweetness of the fruit. I'm more of a savoury person, so I have been finding that the fruit has been satisfying my sweet cravings that I have at this time of the month, coming up to my time of the month. So let me get on with the weigh-in. So I think I said this in last week's video, but I would not be surprised if I hadn't gained all the weight that I'd lost. So my original starting point was in 2019 was 14 stone 4 pounds. I think that's right. And I'm happy to say I did not gain all of that back. I've not gained it all back. When I weighed myself on the Monday morning when I started back on Slim and World, I was 13 stone 2.6 pounds. So I've almost gained it back. I'm a stone away from gaining it all back, a stone and a couple of pound, but I haven't gained it all back yet. That was quite a relief. I was quite happy with that figure when I saw it on the scale, because I genuinely believed I was either back to 14 stone 4 or even heavier than that, because that's what I feel like. I feel like I've not been great at all this year, and I can feel it in my body and that as well. We just eating takeaways practically every week for the past 7-8 months, and all the late night snacking and my days were switched around then, so I was like up later and working later and all that, so it's hard to say it was late night snacking really, when it was more probably like, my lunch at that time of day. But I'm glad that I've not gained all that weight back. That was a big, huge relief. And actually, you know what I meant to do? I meant to go back and check where I was back in January this year, because I don't remember. I think I was around 11 stone-ish. I know I had a little bit to lose. Maybe I was between 11 and 12 stone. I genuinely can't remember. I'll have to go back and watch the videos, because I can't find anywhere that I wrote it down or that. And I found my little weight loss. I'm not turning it around at the minute because it's got my weight loss for the week on it. My little weight loss thing, and it wasn't on that, so I don't know what I've done with that, but I'll have to go back and check where I was at the start of the year to get like a genuine figure for what I've gained in this year alone. So that was last Monday. I was 13 stone, 2.6 pounds. So when I stepped on the scales on Friday morning, actually I taken a video of this. There's not a lot of talking in it. There's no talking in it probably because it was just as I woke up in the morning. But I'll pop that little video in here so you guys can see what my weight was when I stepped on the scales yesterday morning. So if you could see that, I weighed in at 12 stone and 9 pounds yesterday morning, which was quite a shock actually. That was like, trying to work it out as I just woke up, I was like, that's a lot of weight that I've just lost in the past 11 days. Which, you know, is actually common in your first week on Slimming World or back onto Slimming World. So in total, I've got my little thing here. So I started at 13 stone, 2.6 pounds. And I'm not putting the 14 stone 4 because it's been so long since I've done Slimming World, like over 6 months. So this is my starting weight again. I lost 7.6 pounds this week. And I say my target's always 10 stone, but honestly, anything between 10 and 10.5 stones probably alright with me. So I've put my pounds to target's 2.9 stone. I might change it. I might just put 10.5 stone or maybe 10 stone, and then that always gives me like half a stone to play around with. You know, like if I go on holiday or something like that. So I have lost 7.6 pounds this week, which I am really flipping happy with. I am not setting myself targets to lose every week. You know, in Slimming World they say, how much do you want to lose this week? And you'll have to say like 1 or 2 pounds or 3 pounds or something like that. I'm not doing that. As long as the figure on the scale goes down, I'm happy that I'm losing weight. That's all I care about. It's actually probably one of the reasons that I left the Slimming World group. I didn't like that way of doing things, setting yourself a target, because also you're setting yourself up for more disappointment if you're not reaching your 2 or 3 pound weight loss. And this journey can be hard as it is for a lot of people without having that disappointment factored in. I think people should just be happy that the figure on the scales is going down rather than having these little targets. I mean, some people it might help with, but I just don't believe, for me, and there is other people I know it didn't help, but for me it doesn't help. I just want to be happy with the figure going down on the scale. Any losses again, that's always been my motto when I'm on Slimming World or calorie counting. Any loss is a gain. So I think I'm going to end this video here. I don't want it to be super freaking long again like it was last week with me just blathering on. I hope you guys are all doing really well. Please let me know how you guys are all doing on your Slimming World weight loss journeys, whatever you guys are on. But please don't forget to like this video if you enjoy it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.